Okay, welcome back. Thanks for watching and following. Basically, what I'm doing here is a fall mow, okay? Using the Husqvarna zero turn here. I didn't like doing this last year when the mower was newer, so I used my old mower. So this year, there you go, see I'm using one hand. It's like I'm using a right, what do you call those things, walkers. But I'm gotten good at using a one-hand lever to film with the other hand. So what I'm doing is I go around the entire perimeter of the property, okay? Not stopping. I'm not going back and forth, back and forth. What I'm doing is making a continuous path. And in certain areas I do the cutoffs so I can make the path a continuous flow. Blowing all the leaves pretty much in one direction and going around, and you'll go over a couple of the same paths that you come across because you have to overlay and go out again so you don't blow the leaves over to the other side too far, and then you're making more time trying to get them back up. So basically that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to show a little bit of that. Mulching the leaves up for the early fall. And you can see here from another angle, what I'm doing is taking the same pattern, going up to the back side of the yard, coming back, crushing the leaves again, coming back up. Now I'm cutting the grass actually, cutting the grass and mulching the leaves. And with the bigger zero turns with a commercial deck, I mean it really chops them up good. So if you have any, commercial level zero turn, you're going to get these kind of results. And over here, you're going to see what I do here. So I make it up as I go along, honestly, to tell you the truth. So over here, I like to just push it away from the plants. They just put the wood chips on this particular tree, so I didn't want to get any in there. The ones that had no new wood chips, I didn't mind blowing leaves in there because I got to cover them up anyway. So here I'm blowing all the leaves out in a little circle. It looks like I'm tied to a tether. I should speed this up. It'd probably look funny. But anyway, then I go back, and you can see I'm talking about how it blows it out. You don't want it to, you got to constantly watch how far the shoot is going so you don't get it into the areas you don't want it. And so I'll keep going back up, come back down again. I'm still cutting new grass most of the times. Now when I come back down again, I'll stay to the bottom and the left and come out farther, because that way I don't blow back the stuff in the areas where I don't want it. I really need to get a side discharge chute blocker so I can prevent that, but I make it work. Sometimes I actually like it better blowing it out like that, and then I'll drop the chute down so it goes in a different direction. It goes more farther out or straighter. Right now with the chute up, it doesn't go out as far, it just goes up, which is what I want, and doesn't get clogged in. So yeah, they're putting wood chips on these plants, around the plants and stuff, so it looks nice. And I wish I had a way to film, have somebody follow me, because man, I was really getting on the other side of the property, going around the trees. Once you get into that groove, you know what I'm talking about. If you get on a property, you've been there for so long, you just don't stop. You just keep going and going and going, and a constant continuous flow. As I say, flow like a mo-flow. But that's what it works. That's how it works out. Anyway, so here you go, mulching up these leaves in the early fall. So you can't do this when the leaves get really thick. It's wasting time. But right now, it's end of October, beginning of November. You got a couple days here, maybe a week or so of this, and you can't do this anymore. Now each property's different. So this property, I know this property. I come back in 2 weeks, I will not be able to do this. So anyway, might as well get it while I can. I'm cutting it down 275, so when I do come back and do the leaves, I'm not trying to get leaves through grass. Hopefully it just goes dormant and we get a frost and the grass stops growing. So I really wanted to show this on point today and put it out. I got a couple other videos, but I really wanted to get this one out so you can see what I'm doing. Hope you like it. Keep watching. Woohoo! I told you I'd speed it up. Yep, same thing in the front here. This is the place where I really wanted to show footage. So I said, oh, let me start filming again. Filming actually using my phone. Here you go, I'm going back to these areas where I'm just keeping a constant, continuous flow of not stopping, overlapping areas. See, there's a spot where I did the backside, so I'm cutting it again. I'm going over these areas at multiple different times, using a strategic flight path, if you could say, you know what I mean? Like I'm going back over, almost like in a figure eight, but using the whole yard like a figure eight, if you understand what I'm saying. And I'm going around and around, so my spinning and my turning is actually timed to overlap something else, then I'm coming back over to another area, so I'm integrating the area that I'm cutting. See how I'm going in these circles, and I'm making sure that I overpass other areas when I'm doing my turns and spins, so it works. I mean, this is just something that I've developed over the years, cutting these properties the most efficient way that I can. Believe it or not, I got this entire yard done in a half hour. That's how efficient this is. I mean, this is a pretty big yard. I mean, this is a big size yard. I did that in a half hour, going over everything multiple different times. So I've learned this technique, and it's incredibly more faster than going back and forth, stopping, turning. And I'm using the same technique now to do the leaves. Well, this is actually where I got the technique from, is from doing leaves this way. So I said, I'm just gonna screw it. It might look funny, but it's faster. I mean, man, if you only want to cut your grass fast, this is the way to do it. You gotta, the whole point is not stopping. I'm not, of course the yard's not going to look as nice, but I mean, you can actually plan it to make it look nice. I've done it before. But anyway, it also helps to keep the patterns different. You can see I'm turning and spinning. A couple times I do a couple turnarounds where I lose my train of thought and I just got to turn around. Want to see what it looks like to cut the grass in the sky? Hold on a second. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I'll fix that then. Yep, sorry for the technical difficulties. But here you go. I'm pretty much done the job, so I'm just going to take you for a little tour of the whole thing here, and you can see it's how it worked out. Like I said, I did this property. I looked at the time. I got there at 5:30. It was 6 o'clock when I got done mulching, and I was like, holy crap, I did that in a half hour. This is an acre, and I got done in a half hour, so that's very efficient. Doing almost 8 miles an hour. Well, I'll say 6 miles an hour the whole time. So I'm done here. I'm going to recap this, and I'll let the video talk for itself there. So thank you. Okay, and then after I did the weed whacking, I went over and I put the leaf blow and just feathered out a lot of the leaves that were mulched out, so it didn't look as bad. I didn't show the front, which I showed up where I cleaned up all around the flower beds like that and put the leaves back in there and just feather the whole thing out. You know what I mean? Because this is just, they just want me to just to knock the leaves down this job. But of course, you know, my OCD kicked in and I had to make the place look nice before I left. So. You know how it is. If you do this for a living, you know how it is. You just can't leave it. You got to fix it up and make it look nice. But anyway, so I did that, and I'd have to tell you, man, this was fun. And not only that, you also got to remember, it takes about half the time to do the weed and leaf blowing that it does to do the grass. So if it takes you a half hour to do the grass, you're probably spending about 15 to a half hour, depending on the type of yard. Almost the same amount of time to do the weed whacking and leaf blowing. So there you go. This is another wood chip bed that they haven't done yet. So I'm just blowing it back in so they can just hide the leaf under there. Because they're putting like 3 or 4 inches, or 4 inches, probably more of that stuff on there. So they're really putting down heavy. And might as well take advantage of it. And yeah, make sure you get the leaves away from wooded areas, especially like these little sheds that they went out of their way to put a concrete pad on it and make it look nice and blow all that stuff out because it will rot the wood. So, yeah. Taking pride in what you do. But basically, this is was one to show was a early fall grass cut. Alright, so wow, was that fun. So that's how you do a fall mow cut. Go through and chop up the leaves. Just go through the entire yard with a pattern that, you know, is non-stop movement like I've talked about before. This is not a summer cut, but this actually I've started to do this kind of cut in the summertime. Actually, it works pretty good, and I just picked this up at Walmart. High visibility hat for like $3. I mean, damn. Just put a little H on there, and you got a Husqvarna hat. So anyway, so that's how you do it. And I've done this a couple times. I really wanted to show this. I hope it comes through with a video. It probably won't, but trying to like bring you there along with me to show you how fun it is. Actually, it's actually fun, but just the way it looks. I mean, it's the way it works out. And just constantly go through with your patterns, then going back over, blowing it over. Sometimes you have to go 3 or 4 over that you already went over just to keep the blowout in a certain area because you're kind of hurting the leaves, so you can chop them up again. And ideally, I would nice to have a cut-off chute on this thing, like a chute blocker. I can open and close it as I need to. I just haven't gotten around to getting one. But so that's how you do it. Now, it's all done. It's almost getting ready. 6:30 here and done for the day. So thank you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. I don't really hear too many comments. I'm a couple here and there, which I really thank you. There's a couple, actually a couple, you know, YouTubers out there that have looked at it, and I thank you for that. You know, let me know. Let me know what you think. See if this is something that you want to see more of, or action like this, or more action products. Or, you know, just trying to feel the waters here, see what's working. So thank you.